The next thing that I want to talk about are coping mechanisms. Now, coping mechanisms are different things for different people. For me, well, there you have a picture you see of this beautiful kitty. Part of coping mechanisms for me are my animals. I talk to them. I have to tell you, I pet every animal I see walking in the street. I live in a building that has lots of pets, and I pet every dog that comes in and out of the elevator. On my way to the gym this morning in the building, there were a couple of dogs. I had to stop and pet them. And my sister always teases me. My sister says it takes 45 minutes to do a walk, except when I'm with Gail. And then it takes me an hour and a half because she's stopping to pet every animal that she sees. So a coping mechanism for me are animals. I just adore them and I pet them. And at night, after a long day of hard work, and remember those abrasive incidents and everything else, I will get into bed. I will turn on the TV. Some people say, don't watch TV, it's terrible. I like to watch TV at night. It relaxes me and I go to sleep very easily and very comfortably. And my cats get on my lap. It's very cute because they fight for position. And I sit there and I pet them and I watch TV and I completely zone out and I have a wonderful evening. And then when I go to sleep, which is usually by 11 o'clock every night, I have my coping mechanisms with my cats. However, I do have some other ones. One of them is exercise. I do like to exercise, and I make sure I do something every day. And believe me when I tell you, I have lots of aches and pains. I have lots of scar tissue from all the surgeries. I have bad knees. I have a bad back. It's very difficult for me to do exercise the way I used to do it years and years and years ago, but I do it because if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be moving. So that's, again, part of positive thinking. It's also part of, all those abrasive incidents that happen. But exercise is another thing for me. One more coping mechanism for me is water. Water to look at. I have to say that in Miami Beach and in San Diego, I live where I can see the water, and I love the water. I can watch the boats and so forth. However, in Palm Springs, I see the mountains. There's no water there, just the mountains. But I can tell you that water has a big impact on my life. For years and years and years, I just swam all the time. I water skied. My husband and the family and I would go out in our boats, and we would just have a wonderful time. I think from the time that my youngest, who is now 51, from the time that my youngest was a baby in a playpen, we would take the boat out. It was the funniest thing you ever saw. You talk about abrasive incidents. I used to have a red Volkswagen Beetle. And what we would do is we'd tie on the boat to the back, and we'd put the luncheon baskets and all of that in the back of the boat. That's where, so we knew they'd stay there and they wouldn't pop out. Well, we'd open the sunroof, and I'd put the two older kids in the back seat, and the skis would be up through the sunroof, and then the playpen would be in back of the skis, so the kids were jammed in the back. I had the baby in front seat with me on my lap, because those were the days before car seats. They didn't have car seats then. And off we go to the beach, and we'd be there all day swimming and playing and so forth, and boating and water skiing, and then we'd put everybody back together in the car and come back. The water was a big place for me to relax. Even though we went through all of that on a Sunday, for example, it was still a coping mechanism for me. So whatever those are for you, it could be talking to a friend, it could be meditation, it could be being just quiet in a room, it could be whatever it is for you. Whatever it is, a coping mechanism, the thing that lets you get through your day, that makes you feel good, that calms you down, those are coping mechanisms. Hopefully it's not eating a lot of ice cream or cookies or things like that. But whatever that means for you, I want you to think about those, because it makes a big, big difference for you. So a coping mechanism is something that you personally experience that allows you to relax, to zone out, to say all is right with the world, and to keep going.